Navigating through the energies of New Earth is not an easy process and can become extremely overwhelming at times. As we all ascend into higher frequencies, we're all being guided to embrace our own unique divine pathway, a pathway created in the vibration of love. Join Vibe Nation radio host, international psychic medium Carrie Turcotte, as she guides her listeners to rediscover themselves by accessing the keys of knowledge that already exist within. Each week's show is divinely orchestrated to intertwine with the universal energies, allowing the listeners to go deeper within and understand the message being shared even greater. When you live in the frequency of love, there is no competition, so Carrie will be joined regularly by fellow soul family members who will bring forth wisdom and knowledge she knows should be shared on a global level. At the end of each show, Carrie will tap into the energies of the listeners to see what message Spirit wants to share with all those listening in for the upcoming week. If you really want to get to know who you truly are, come and join us now on Vibe Nation Radio, here on the IOM Radio Network.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Vibe Nation Radio, where today I have my dear soul sister, Christine Lacroix, in the house. Say hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me again, Carrie.
Thank you. And those that are listening in, Christine and I are actually together to ensure that the energy is that much more powerful for the answers that we will be giving you through Spirit. So if you are calling in, please call 202-570-7057. Again, that's 202-570-7057. And we will be taking callers during the next segment, so after the next commercial break, because we just want to talk a little bit about what this is all about. We're here to help you with soul healing. Mm-hmm. And right now it's so important because of what's taking place with the energy shifts within Gaia. And in order to be able to shift and move forward, we do have to heal the soul.
I mean, it's always been important, right?
Oh, yes.
A lot more important now. At this point now, you just can't ignore it.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Yes. It's like spirits in your face saying, you need to deal with this. And for those that are listening in, you might have noticed over the last couple of weeks, the universe is throwing life at you to see, what it is that you need to deal with. They're trying to guide you to say, okay, you need to look after this. You need to go a little bit deeper at this. And it really is also Spirit guiding you to, shut off the monkeys and go within and listen to what the higher self is saying.
You say monkeys, I say hamster wheel.
There we go.
All right, yeah. So we were just talking a little bit about this and just how difficult it can be if you're not connected in any way yourself, listening to your own intuition. But typically we always have something happen, right? It all starts with something. Something happens. And whether or not we're aware enough about it at the time or not. But it takes a certain amount of time before it actually sinks in, before it goes through the energetic body, the auric layers. And I mean, even people that aren't really into this, they know that they get that feeling when something's unresolved or there's some sort of pain there. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to push that down. We don't want to push it down, to not recognize it, to not honor it. We don't want to have unresolved issues because we know that leads to disease in the body. Yes. And I do healing, so I can wholeheartedly say I see that with healing, but I also see the same thing. We're healers as psychic mediums, as true psychic mediums, right? Yes. We know how to shift people's energy. We know how to talk about what's happening with the person. So we're seeing this regularly and also within ourselves. And we're here to sort of help and assist you in how to recognize that and what to do with it, right?
Absolutely. And again, when she was talking about energy, about suppressing it, about, when something happens in life and it's like something's thrown at you, for example, and it's the universe saying, are you going to react to this and make it a bigger vibration? Or are you going to embrace it and allow the energies to flow through you so they can actually be released? Mm-hmm. And you were talking about the different layers of energy, how it has to work through. And a lot of times, too, when I would say it's a show, sometimes we get a soul shock. Mm-hmm. Something just takes place, and it's like a shock to the soul that we have to be able to release. But it takes time for it to actually appear in the physical, correct?
Right, yeah, most definitely. There is a process, even, a month or two or so of a process of entering the energetic body. But beyond that, the first thing is that we have to recognize that something has happened.
Yes.
And for some reason, it's human condition to ignore what's important. And I believe this happens because of fear, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Fear of living your own truth.
Yes.
Your own authentic self. What if you are your full, brightest self and you're rejected?
Yes.
Or you don't succeed in what it is that you want to do, or, we see this all the time with love as well, right?
Huge. And
And
Mr. Assumption just comes in with the fear monster and makes you assume what is taking place when you're really doing yourself a disfavor, my friends, because now you're expecting something. And we can't assume what is about to take place because, again, we're here to embrace the unknown now. We've only been here in the new, 3 weeks? Just over 3 weeks? 26 days. I hear Spirit going, 26 days to be exact. And now we're in the new energies. And being in the new energies, it's new. We have not experienced this before. So to be able to embrace the new and trying to let go of the repeated patterns, the repeated feelings. And today on Facebook, I made a post on the Embassy of Light about how the fear monster really is your friend, and he's really cute, but most of us allow the ego to let Mr. Assumption in, and away we go, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem, assumption.
Yeah.
You assume nothing, right? Take responsibility for yourself, your own truth. Speak your truth, live your truth, and you'll be on living your life as fullest as you can without regret. Isn't that the whole point here?
Yes.
To live without regret.
Yes.
But as far as the energy goes too, so if we break this down and say if you're listening and you're like, what does that even mean? Right? Because we know Carrie is like in spirit land a lot here. I say just live every breath as if it's new.
Yes.
Right? Everything is constantly changing, and it's true that everything is ramped up, and we're in a strange place here. Anxiety is taking over again because we have this old stuff that we haven't dealt with, and then we have this crazy new upon us, right?
Yes, and anxiety is caused from the fear of the unknown.
Exactly.
So how many of you, be honest with yourself that are listening, how many of you are looking into the future or fear in the future? It could be a bill. It could be that you have to meet up with somebody and you're fearing what's going to be said. And like I've been saying for a while now, embrace life like a sunset. Because when you have no expectations, you cannot be disappointed.
That's a beautiful vision to have. Nice one, Carrie. So what can you do? So if you have something that's unresolved, number one, speak your truth. So if it's to do with a certain individual, your workplace, organization, lover, whoever
Friends.
it is.
Family members are big right now.
Right, that's true. So you speak to them. As difficult as it is, you go and you speak to them. If you cannot physically speak to them, it's best to probably not write an email or do something over the internet. I would say write an actual letter.
Yes.
And if they're no longer living, then obviously, hello, we're both mediums. But aside from that, you can burn a letter. So write a letter, release it, burn it, send it away, send your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and everything away, and know that you've spoken your truth and you've done your part. You can also just confide in a friend and speak your honest truth.
Absolutely. And if you are, when we're talking about releasing here, and doing a burning. I don't know where I just went. I just got pulled in. I think I just went to a burning. It's Spirit, again, wants you to, this is something that, say you have to meet up with somebody, and you know that there could be some type of conflict or, something's going down and you need to discuss. This is a good time to really do a burning and get out all of the yuckiness and focus on the love that you have with this person so that when you go and you have to have that conversation with them, you've let go of the yucky stuff, so that it doesn't really come out, because really when you're a lot of people right now are dealing with past stuff, which is again, the past doesn't matter. We're supposed to live in the moment. So a lot of us are trying to release this old energy. So, do yourself a favor and write a letter. Maybe you come home and your kids, their house is a disaster, and you want to turn around and raise your voice at the children. Go outside, write a written letter, tell them off in the letter, and then go talk to them.
That's a smart advice as well.
So we're in a great healing process right now, and it's almost like, again, because this is new, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to allow those emotions to come through you. And if you get angry at somebody or you need to scream, go in your car, turn up the music, and go for a drive. Kick pillows or do something to get that frustration out.
Yeah. The other thing, when we talk about burning and releasing, Carrie and I are familiar with this, maybe some aren't, so you can take advantage of new moon, full moon energy, or just take it outside, let it go, or put it in your fireplace. It's always wise to just let those things go. What we're wondering right now with all of you, if you could just take time maybe over the next break that's coming up to go within and see, just take a few breaths and see what feelings are coming up. What's knocking? What feeling, what emotion is knocking, and whose name is on it? Yeah. What's calling you? So that's what you're going to want to address first. And maybe you could even write a list as to 1 to 10 and give that back to them, right? So by reaching out, by just letting go. So feeling your energy body and releasing what it is that has a hold on you. So giving that energy back. Visualize that person and just give it back to them.
Beautiful. And for those, we're about to go to commercial break. So if you want to call in, the number to call again is 202-570-7057. Again, 202-507-7057. And we'll be back after this commercial break with our first caller. Stay tuned.
Your conscious lifestyle on steroids. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Have you been searching for a perspective beyond the mainstream? Check it out. Join your hosts Cielito Pascual and Diana Gold Holland on Share International Radio for thought-provoking views behind the news, Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio. You can also find us at shareontheairradio.org. This may be the message of hope you've been waiting for.
There is no death, only a change of worlds. Chief Seattle. Deborah Livingston is an award-winning intuitive psychic medium whose international services include mediumship, spiritual assessment, animal communication, and spiritual mentoring. She is a published author and a trained shaman. Deborah provides evidential messages from spirit and departed loved ones. Learn more at deblivemedium.com. That's DEBLIV medium.com.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, dock, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Vibe Nation Radio, where today my dear special soul sister Christine Lacroix is in the house.
I'm special. Oh,
you're very special, and you're sitting right here with me. My beautiful darling. So we do have a caller on the line. Carol, you there? Is it Carolyn?
Yes,
Carolyn? Hello. How are you, my dear?
Hi, Carolyn.
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good, thank you.
We're great. Did you have a question for us today?
Yeah, I liked, what you said about releasing what you need to release. So I'm working on releasing my anger from my ex. Because every time I think about him and the boys, I get really worked up. So I've been doing a little bit of that.
Okay, I am picking up a lot of chaos that's taking place in your vibrations right now. And Spirit is saying to me they would like you to, again, live in the moment and go out and have a little bit of fun. I'm picking up that the truth is about to come to the surface to you through higher self. So higher self is going to give you the answers you need, but the little child in you needs to come out to play to be able to embrace them. And your monkeys are going off a little bit, or as Christine would say, the wheel of the hamster keeps going. But Spirit is telling me that you've been very patient with what's been going on. So toot your little horn on that one, because Spirit is saying you are starting to realize that you're going within, you're doing a little bit more meditation. Is that correct? That you're meditating a little bit more, or is this about Spirit saying you need to meditate a little bit more?
I do, but I have tinnitus, so I don't like to do it too much. I mean, I do more of like a guided meditation, yeah.
Which is fine.
What was your exact question, Carolyn? Sorry, Carrie had a running start there.
No, thank you for that. Yeah, I like to get second and third opinions and that kind of thing. And the boys are living with me, but my ex is threatening to have them half-time, and that would be really traumatic for me and the boys. And so sometimes he threatens and he doesn't do things. But I need some more financial support and some child support from him, and that would sort of light the fire underneath him to, I think, follow up with that threat to get half-time custody. So, I've briefly spoken with lawyers, and they said, well, it's better if you wait a year, because then they'd be living with you for a year. And so I'm just wondering what the probabilities are looking like with you guys as far as, waiting till this summer, to get child support, or waiting, or now to
I'm actually hearing 5 months. I keep hearing 5 months or half a year before anything's going to really move forward or be resolved. I was getting pulled into money and past issues with money, and what I'm picking up is that money has always sort of been an issue, and I'm feeling like it's between the relationship between you and your ex. So possibly when you were together, and now again it's sort of like still going on. But I do really feel like there's a whole lot of soul healing that has to happen, and it's not just in regards to your current fears. It feels as though there's some past pain sort of tapes and some lessons that you've learned, and also in past relationships. Now, is there some correlation here as far as you not listening to your intuition, but also not living your true self and letting sort of like your partner have your identity?
That's been the past, and I'm changing that. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting to that. This has, okay. Yeah. This is has to do with, I'm also picking up, my dear, that emotionally you've been keeping a lot inside of you, and it's almost like your soul is going through this healing process, and a lot of it has to do with you not being recognized for the woman that you truly are. This is correct?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're not being recognized for the mother, for the hard worker, for the person you are as a soul?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, and I just want you to realize the Spirit is saying that because of this, it's almost like you're like, oh my gosh, it's so slow, it's so slow, it's so slow. Things are slow. They're just taking too long. And it's like you want to focus on your tree of life of where you're going with yourself and your children. But because of past issues between the family dynamics, it's almost like a lineage energy that you're releasing right now. So take a look, Carolyn, at other people within your family biologically in all areas to see how many others might have gone through or going through what you're going through, because it might give you a little explanation, that is a lineage energy I'm picking up.
I'm feeling there's a connection here that Carrie's talking about with your father. So your father and struggles with money or like money coming in lump sums and being like almost like having to live within your means for so long and then finally breathing some relief. And I do constantly feel that connection of almost like the courts, or there having to be something involved there. Was there someone in your family that worked on the land? And now we're talking spirit. So I'm picking up someone that worked on the land, like a farmer, or, someone that would work a big tractor-like device. I'm seeing a big, like a tractor you'd see in a field, picking up wheat or hay or something.
Maybe my grandfather on my dad's side. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's just that spirit is here. It's almost like they want to help. They're showing up during a soul healing reading. They want you to help. They want to help you.
I do feel as though this individual is here as a support to you. And what I wanted to say is they're telling me that everything is going to be all right. That you have all the tools in your basket and everything is going to be all right. All your hard work Carrie talked about is going to pay off. But you just have to really have the faith. You're in the last home run stretch here.
Yeah. And I'm feeling, too, what I'm picking up as well is that, Spirit wants you to truly start to love yourself again, to say, yes, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and blow yourself a kiss as you walk by a mirror. Because this will help shift the vibrations and realize that it starts with us. So if you know that you are about to be recognized for the woman you really are and you start to feel really good about yourself, Spirit is saying things are going to take off really fast for you.
This really is about you trusting your own intuition in life. So some advice here as far as the soul healing would be to take some baby steps. So, make some small decisions based on your intuition. Play with it a bit, every day. I always say to people, that are playing with intuition, start at the grocery store, ask yourself what's good for me here, and start making some daily decisions based on your intuition and see where it takes you so you can build some trust, because you're going to need some trust within yourself to move on. It's not just trust with males here. It's trusting your own soul and what your soul is saying on a daily basis so that you can heal. And then you can start building some more relationships in the future.
Yeah. Carolyn, do you have something wrong with one of your legs? Because I'm starting to feel like I'm being pulled into your energy. Do you have issues with one of your legs?
My left knee is weak right now, so I'm doing physical therapy exercises.
Okay, I'm feeling like there's some energy stuck there.
Well, and I've learned that the knees hold emotions. Right? They hold on to emotion. So a little bit of what Carrie and I talked about before as far as releasing, to really allow yourself to release some of those past emotions from stuff that's happened in the past and know that it's not going to happen anymore, right? So that you can really free yourself here. You might have physically removed yourself from some, from different circumstances and situations, but you want to relieve your energetic body and know that you're safe.
Yes. And I'm also getting from Spirit that, again, just take a look at the repeated pattern here, Carolyn, and go back to childhood and see if there is a common denominator here so that you can release that, because that will actually help release you from what's holding you back currently. Does this make sense to you?
Yes. Really, anger at my father regarding money and that kind of thing.
Okay. So this is why he's coming through to help you, to say, please let this go. And again, if you do a burning, they're in spirit. They're in pure source energy, my dear. They want to help you. So get out how you feel and then thank them. Like there's an exercise that I have on my website. If you go to carrieturcott.com and roll over home, and you'll see a drop box that comes down and it says Vibrasize. There's an exercise there called the condo in my head. I truly believe that will help you release, and it will help you break the karmic energy that's connected to this so you can move forward And like I said, I think Dad wants to help you with this, and it's going to happen pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, it's her grandfather on the other side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all. Your grandfather is definitely there in support, and there's, like I had mentioned, the correlation between your father and your ex here, and you're really going to want to heal that so that you can be providing for yourself and be comfortable in your life ahead with finances. Yeah.
Yeah. Does this make sense to you, Carolyn?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And sweetie, do know that every tear we shed is a lower vibration leaving our body. So, you know, if we've triggered something to help you, this is a really good thing because you are releasing lower vibrations. Mm. Okay, so it's almost like I just feel like the angels right now want to hug you. Like I can just feel the angelic energies coming through. You connect with, do you communicate with angels quite often?
I communicate with them.
Okay, so they're just letting you know that
these spirit hands that right before I went to the hospital, they put their hands on my kidneys in a dream as a like a premonition that I need to look at my kidneys because there was a urinary tract infection, and that's what brought me into the hospital. So I'm trying to connect with that energy.
Okay. Just know that the angels that you've been calling in are around you because I can feel the angelic energy coming through right now.
There's definitely spiritual strength. You have spiritual strength, so you're being guided and supported, and your spirit is strengthening every day, and you're being guided. So please take our advice and listen to that vibrant soul within, and you'll know which way to go.
Yes. Know that you're a shining star, my dear, and you're about to be recognized, but you need to recognize yourself first for the beautiful soul that you are so that you can release and move forward. Okay?
Okay. Thanks so much, ladies.
You're welcome. We're going to a break now, everyone, so if anybody else would like to call in, please call 202-570-7057. And when we come back, we will take the next caller. Stay tuned.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Eros Evolution is where sexuality and spirituality meets. Join me, clinical sexologist Martha Tara Lee, on Eros Evolution on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today I have my special dear guest, my soul sister in physical form, sitting right beside me here. And it's Christine Lacroix, for those who have just joined in. And today we're talking about soul healing with the Soul Sisters. So we do have another caller on. Are you there, Rochelle?
I am. Hi.
How are you, my dear?
Hi, Rochelle.
I'm okay. Hi. I'm so glad that
and what would you like to ask us? Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. Real quick, about 2.5 years ago, I reconnected with someone who, I would say is a twin, and we started doing that deal. We're both in karmic relationships, and when he pulled away, I went headlong into a dark night of the soul.
Yep.
We're in our 50s. I've raised my family, and just been doing all the work that I never thought I could, and coming out of that. But I'm wondering what my mission is, because I really struggled with finding a job, or rather a vocation, and actually trained as an attorney. And I've just done so many different things, and it never works out. And I've been, it's time, but I don't know what to do or what to try. Yeah.
Okay. So, Rochelle, because you are a twin, do know that what took place between you and your other half, your twin, please know that was karmically done by the universe. It's, as I've been speaking with those that are on their twin journey, that you are the same soul. So you can't learn life lessons together. So if one of you or both of you had life lessons that still needed to be learned, the universe would push you two apart to be able to ensure that the life lessons are learned, so the next time you two come together, you can handle the energy. It's an energy, my friend, that probably pushed the two of you apart. Okay?
Can I ask that?
It's on its way back.
Okay. So, you need to focus on the moment and not assume what's going to happen and when he's going to show up. Don't put a date or a time. And I say this very strongly with twins, because we live in a very physical world that time is very real. However, when it comes to the twin journey, time is an illusion, because you are already you're already one. It's the physical. In order for the physical to come together, you have to be able to separate to become more pure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So my question, I'm getting pulled back to before you actually connected. Were you in some way not seeing the connection, or were your eyes not quite open to what was there? Like, was something illusionary on your part?
We knew each other in high school, and it was really intense. And so like we had one date, and he took me home early, and then we'd be friends. And we've just always lived in the same city and, going on with our lives. And so we reconnected at a reunion a couple of years ago, and it was like, oh, this is different, And so
now, are you sure he's your twin and it's not a soul connection?
I don't know. I've had some past lives. I went to a weekend, and I think no men, and there's certainly a lot of synchronicities. Astrologically, it seems like it.
So and again, Rochelle, when it comes to the twin journey, only you, your twin, and God will truly know, and it lays in the center of your soul. So you must listen to what the soul is saying. But with regards to your career, I just want to flip this around about being in mission. Please know that you already are if you are a twin flame, you're already in mission, my dear. Meaning that you might not be out there doing what I'm doing or others as well, but you're helping the collective, so you're helping the masses. So it could be that by certain people in your community you talk to, or you're allowing your light to shine with them. So I don't want you to feel that, what is my mission? Because we've only been in the new, like I said, for 26 days. And for most people, what their mission was prior to, like myself, my mission is shifting for me too, taking me where soul is saying this is where we need to put our energy in to help the masses or help Gaia. Because we're here on a mission and we're here to help humanity. So I don't want you to think because you're not out physically there. I'm getting that because you're actually thinking too much about this, you're actually blocking the higher self from showing you the information.
That's where what I'm getting. I feel as though the lessons right now are sort of the same as when you originally met him when you were young. So what you weren't seeing, or what you were blinded by, or the fear and the same sort of patterning, the karmic patterning was happening. That's happening now was happening then, but that goes on an individual level, right? So really, this is about healing your own self
Yeah.
So looking at what aspects of self that you could do to, heal, just like we talked about. And if it is with him, then, releasing him. And obviously the goal here in life is to live with no attachment, right?
Yeah.
That's how we're at our very best. And I think Carrie can attest to the twin journey, in that there's a whole lot of as soon as there's a label, there's a whole lot of obsession and thought patternings around that can take over. So release yourself from that even, and say whatever this is.
It is what it is.
I release myself, and then start looking at the little things in your life where there's pain, and go back to that time. Go back to that time of when you met him, just after you met him. What was going on then? So this is part of the soul healing, repairing those tiny little holes within ourselves. Yeah. So, think about your family dynamics, any sort of relationships that you had that went south, or things that you learned about yourself, and revisit those now. We need to revisit everything, right? Yeah. Especially when it comes to those hurts and pain and fear and anything else.
Yeah. I'm also getting, Rochelle, that you have a difficult time embracing the moment. So do you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks often, or do you fear the future a lot of what is coming?
I think it's a deep depression. I sustained just really, it wasn't very long, but horrific trauma when I was young.
Okay. Okay. This is what the universe wants you to be able, and that condo in my head exercise that I was talking about with the last caller, this will truly help you, because it allows you to find out where the repeated patterns are, why you went through what you went through, to find the beautiful gems that are literally hidden there. Because as twins, we have to go through a lot of, I would say, lower vibrations and experience, because we're here to help the collective. So if we haven't experienced it, how can we help people? So a lot of times it's a lot more difficult for the twins, because we also are helping Gaia. We vibrate at a much higher frequency. So if there's a lot of people around that are dealing with very similar situations, you will feel the effect from them as well. Does this make sense to you?
Sure.
Okay.
I do really feel as though, you're getting pulled into the past a whole lot too. So this, is obviously related to any sadness, but the trauma you spoke of, and any sort of hurts and pain and grief, I'm going to say grief, that I feel weighing on your soul, you're really going to want to address, right? And in whatever way that you need to, perhaps doing the exercise that we talked about as far as giving that energy back to whoever it belongs to, reclaiming yourself and stepping into responsibility of self, right? Without
yeah, I've been on this journey for 2+ years now, trying to work through these things.
I've been on it for 8, honey. I've been on it for 8. So I just wanted to let you know again, time is an illusion when it comes to the twin journey. I really would like you to embrace that, because I do feel that the power in you is coming out. I don't know why I keep hearing chakras. Are you working with your chakras, or are you working with other people and explaining chakras and aura work to them? Why am I picking this up so strongly with you?
Well, one of my careers that I don't stick to anything, but I learned a lot about Pilates. That called to me in the early 2000s. But then, I just quit things. I have more. I think my vocation, my job has been to find hobbies. And
Michelle,
I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm sorry?
Okay. What sign are you?
I'm Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising. I'm sorry. I'm Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Leo Rising.
Okay, well, we can help you with this, because we have a good old...
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius myself, and that's why I asked you. Okay, so you really have to have some fun.
Yes.
There's a really big need for fun here. So in the path and shamanism, I learned that, our birth totem is an otter. Okay. So, you think of otters, and we do have this pull to want to be with family, keep family safe, and want to have someone to like sort of float with and hold hands. But first and foremost, it's play, right? So also clear water. They have to stay in clear water. If you find an otter swimming, the water's drinkable. Otherwise, disease and anything can penetrate and make them sick. So you need the air to be clear. You need good relationships, good communication. But I would say first and foremost, you have to make play your primary concern right now. And, you're a visionary. And so you're going to see all these things that you're interested in, but you have to find what is right for you and bring it into this world. So start doing something. I would say start making a list of what you physically can do and are going to do.
Yes.
Start it with action in your planning.
Yes. And you'll find, I'm hearing from higher self right now, that as you start to make this list, and again, the Condo in My Head exercise will help you with this, because you'll find your own personal gems. And then you can start to toot your horn and say, yes, I can do this, and yes, I can do that. And it will open up the soul to the soul memories that are already within you, and the wisdom of knowledge to step forward in twin mission will start to be revealed to you. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So I feel like there's a life-altering moment that's about to take place for you. But it's almost like embrace whatever the universe is bringing to you to help move forward with regards to mission. Because I do believe that right now there's still some soul work you're doing, and that as soon as you go to the next, it's almost like you're going to go up a couple more frequencies by releasing this. And when you do that, then the soul will be ready to reveal to you this wisdom and knowledge that has been within you for eons.
I'm getting pulled more into body work than spiritual work. So almost like a balance, like yoga, Pilates, things like that, where you're balancing those two in your work. That's what I feel like is in the cards for you. But at the same time, you've got to be doing a whole lot of clearing before you can really ramp up and be that best version of self and be doing your mission work.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you, Rochelle?
Yes, I guess my question is, how do I do more clearing? I listen to tapes, and I work.
Rochelle, if you want to send me a personal email, go to my website, and I can send you some stuff, because I don't want to cut you off because we're about to go to commercial break. So if you go to my website, KarenShurcott.com, look at the exercises, and then reach out to me, and we'll send you some more information to help you with this. And just know that you are in mission right now. And you are helping those that you come in contact every single day, because you vibrate much higher than the collective. So do know you are already in mission.
And by letting go of thinking that you need to do something, you will start healing from within as well. Okay? It'll come to you.
All right.
Have trust and faith.
Okay, Rochelle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll be back after this commercial break, where we'll be doing the weekly message, and we will tie things up. We'll be right back.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Dr. Kevin here, and I want to invite you every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to join me on the Dr. Kevin Show, where we have a diversity of guests who help you step outside the box, behind the curtain, and see what a load of crap is going on in the world today, so you have more information with which to make better decisions. We'll see you there. Namaste.
Hello, I'm John Lithgow. Manatees are unique, among the most amazing animals on Earth, but they're in danger. We pose the greatest threat to their survival. Many manatees are killed or injured by boats or other recreational activities. I'm a writer of children's books, including one about manatees, and I believe education is the key. You can be part of the solution. Please contact Save the Manatee Club right now. Call 1-800-432-JOIN. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today my special guest, Christine Lacroix, who is an international psychic medium, has been joining me, and we've been creating magic in my living room. And I've got a pretty good message for what's coming up here. So again, it has to do with soul healing, my friends. And Spirit is saying that to me, that there's a lot of people that are listening right now that are still dealing with feminine connections, females, motherly. It could be a grandmother, sisters, a connection with a female energy, which is still holding you back. And it also is telling me that there's a lot of people who are of the feminine energy or female, if you're not in a twin relationship, that is really still working within to be able to move forward in here. And a lot of them are saying that we need to really work on our patience this week, because a lot of people are getting very impatient, and it has to do with past events that have taken place. So we're being pulled into past where we need to be able to release this information and this energy so that we can move forward in the new. And Spirit is saying there's so much going on behind the scenes, but yet we're all getting impatient. And Spirit's like, please work with us. We're trying to create magic, but they can only work with the vibrations of love that we are co-creating. And when we throw out the vibrations of love, they're saying, do not assume how something is going to take place. Send out the vibration of love that you're trying to co-create and let it be. Because the minute you start to assume how it's going to take place or any expectations, Spirit kind of has to sit back and let you go through what you just co-created, because once again, it's a life lesson that you're learning. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, anyone who is dealing with any type of relationships with regards to males or the masculine energy, if you were a twin, again, they're still going through a healing process. So Spirit is just saying a lot of people, the love is run dry in so many different areas of their life, but they don't see this as the new that's really being created, and they're being pulled into the past. And Spirit's saying, we're pulling you into the past for a reason. It's time to release and let this go. So please use the condo in my head exercise, anyone who has not done it, because it's almost like they're saying it's time to jump on the horse of love and start loving life, but we have to embrace the moment and vibrate love and expect the unexpected.
Oh, well, that was a mouthful. So the main thing that I'm getting there is don't take the long road around.
Yes.
Okay, so a big thing that I just wanted to say about going into this week and what's happening right now, and also with soul healing, is number one, allow yourself to grieve. Whatever it is, grieve. And do the work. That's the only way to move forward, is by doing the work. You can't assume that it will be done for you. Things aren't resolved on their own. Time does heal, but it also does bury things, yes. Right?
And this is a process, my friends. It's not a race. So a lot of things that are karmically connected to you still are going to take time. They're not going to be able to be released in one night or one reading or one conversation. It can trigger the release, but it does take time for it to actually fully release.
Yeah, and look at that karmic patterning. Look back, see what's happening over and over again in your life that you haven't dealt with, right? There's still some work to be done there. And then, a really big thing that Carrie and I were talking about before we came on was soul solitude and the importance of being alone. Seriously, people don't awaken and don't have awakenings. They don't ascend when they're in a crowd full of people. They don't do it on Facebook. They don't do it, we do it alone. Yes. We do it alone. We do it when we're in nature, when we're getting the beautiful vibrational download around us, when we've created a space that is held in that regard, where we can open and open our eyes and open our hearts and be able to move forward. I feel like this is like, I'm getting that it's a great time and
to
that,
release.
Right, a great time to release, but also that we're on the road of greatness.
Yes.
That we're coming into action, that we're going to start to have the life that we want to live. It's just really about letting go of those low vibrations, those little parasites that are still holding on.
Keep the
right?
life out of you.
Yeah. Anyone that's listening, know that you can be victorious when it comes to this, that you have the tools to move forward and to feel better and to love yourself.
Yeah, and today I got through the vibe report that today is a massive release day. So it's embracing that which is coming up through soul, to be able to release it finally, to be able to step into the vibration of love. Because I've got at the end of the week, we're going into a creative life cluster. So your creative life source energy is going to start to really kick in, and that's when Spirit's going to show you all kinds of cool stuff to say, hey, you know what, you've released this, so let us show you this and have a little fun with this. Because it is, we don't want people to be listening to us and go, oh my gosh, we want you to have fun with this. Like if you have to turn around and call somebody a donkey, go right ahead. You're not lowering your vibrations. They'll get what you're trying to say. And Christine's kind of looking at me going, I just got it.
No, I'm just watching.
You're watching the way I'm like channeling right now, right? It's just let it go. It's really not worth it. And if somebody says something to you, try not to react. Take a breath and try to respond to the situation. Because when you react, sometimes the boys come out and get the best of you. And
how about we all be our authentic selves, right?
Yes.
Isn't that the best way?
It is.
Right? So you might value or see something in someone that you admire, something about them that you possibly have within you that you haven't addressed or is asleep or you're too fearful of bringing out to play.
Mm-hmm.
But know that it is within you. I really hope that the collective can start living their authentic self and not,
mm-hmm.
be sheep.
Yeah.
Not copy
a
others and to just really be there for themselves, their own solo journey. There's no one like any of you.
Yeah.
We're all our own authentic beings, right? And we all have our own gifts to give.
Yes.
So know that, trust that. I just quickly wanted to say, too, that I've been doing a weekly Mystic Monday on Mondays. So on my Facebook page, Christine Lacroix Psychic Medium. I have a YouTube as well. And Carrie does her weekly with the Vibe
Report.
So those are good ways to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're all going through this unraveling, unpeeling, shedding of skin, however you want to say it.
And we're all going into the new, which is new to all of us. And we need to remember this. This is something that we've never truly experienced in the physical form.
My phone started to record you.
Well, of course it did. I love you. And Christine came in earlier and she started to speak. And as soon as she spoke, my radio cut off and my fridge died the other day. You got to love how the energy around us is really starting to do some crazy stuff.
It's not starting. It always does. This is also how Spirit talks to us.
Yeah.
Electronics are sort of the first messengers, aren't they?
Yeah. And for those that have had readings with me, I just wanted to let everybody know that as of October 6th, my rates are going back up to the prices that they were 4 years ago. I did a decrease in my rates to help people to have readings, and knowing that everyone had the ability to get a reading or get on the mentoring program. But once the Mercury retrograde is completely done, which is out of shadow on October 6th, I will be raising the rates up. So if you would like to purchase a reading before the rates go up, please go to carrieturcott.com and know that these readings are valid until the end of this year. So if you're looking for holiday gifts or giving a gift to yourself or some much needed guidance from Spirit, because what I do, and Christine and I are both mediums, but the way we work with Spirit, she's very much a healer, where Spirit will I will tap into your higher self, and higher self speaks through me to you. So, but when we come together, we create magic together. And we do have the Soul Sister readings as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot out there to help you guys get through this. And again, Christine put stuff on her Facebook, Christine Lacroix. I put stuff on the Embassy of Light quite often as well to help you. And today I was talking about the Eagle Monster and how cute he is. So if you guys would like to go take a look at my little cute fear monster, he's absolutely gorgeous. And he will allow you to embrace the unknown, to say, you know what, if I can live life like a sunset and embrace, you know, when you think of a sunset, you never sit outside and say, well, it's going to happen like this, or it takes place. I didn't like that sunset. Like, you allow yourself to go into higher self and just accept the beauty, because that is God's painting. So you're never disappointed. So if you can see life like that and realize you are part of God, and if you live in the moment and just love it for what it is, like I'm sure you and I are going to have a lot of fun once we get off the air, because I'm wired. You know, we're just going to embrace what Spirit shows us. But I tell you, even though when two mediums come together, we get a knocking from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
not always fun, right?
No.
So this process of unraveling and really, you know, being present, mindfulness, awareness, people have this assumption that it's like, woo, you know. But the thing is, when you're awake and aware and alert, you can have something happen, like you could fall on your face and then get up and go, oh, wow, and start singing and dancing, right? Yeah. Because it just happened.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. That's sort of the lesson that you learn, that stuff still happens and we're all on this journey, but we're able to shake it and still live our highest selves and have a good time about it, right?
Absolutely. So, well, thank you very much, Christine. I really appreciate it. Again, you can find Christine at ChristineLacroix.com. You can find her through the Embassy of Light. She's connected with me. You can find her on my website, because we do readings together. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much, Christine. I really appreciate it. And let everybody go out and have a beautiful week. Embrace the unknown, and do know there's magic to be weaved into your life if you would just embrace who you are and know that you are a vibration of love.
Have some fun.
Woo, I think we are now. Have a wonderful week, my friends, and I'll see you next Monday when I will be talking about expect the unexpected. And who knows what we'll be talking about then. Should be interesting.
Blessings to all.
Love and light, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.